We're all familiar with dinosaurs. Big, loud, slightly dramatic. Ask any toddler if they can name a dinosaur, and they will give you a probably like super obscure dinosaur that you've never even heard of.
What about this one? A Spikysaurus.
Most of us have loved them since we were a kid. But today, I need to ask you a very important question. What do dinosaurs have to do with intellectual property? And according to the movies, well, a lot. If you aren't as big of a Jurassic Park fan as I am, don't worry, I will give you a quick recap. The very first movie, it starts us out with dinosaurs not dinosaurs, scientists finding dinosaur DNA inside mosquitoes that were trapped inside amber from millions of years ago. And instead of saying, wow, that's really fascinating, they built a theme park, which seems like a choice.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
But here's the part that most people don't talk about. They didn't just discover dinosaurs, they created them. They filled in missing DNA. They engineered the process. They controlled reproduction. This wasn't nature anymore. In the case of Jurassic Park, this was an invention. So let's pause here because this is where the intellectual property comes in. I'm going to give you a few definitions just in case you need them. Patents, they typically protect new inventions, creations, or processes. This is with help from the government somehow. Trade secrets, this protects information that companies want to keep private. And trademark, that protects names, logos, brands, pretty much like your whole consumer life. Now let's apply it to Jurassic Park. The DNA process, that could be a patent. The method of creating dinosaurs, probably a trade secret. The park itself, well, that's a brand. Yes, in the case of Jurassic Park, dinosaurs are technically a product.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
There's a famous moment in the movie where the scientist who has been building these dinosaurs basically said, you were so focused on whether you could, you didn't stop to think about if you should.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
And that, well, it's not just a science question. That's an invention question. So we've talked about the first movie. Let's fast forward to the most recent one. Because in Jurassic World Dominion, we're not just dealing with dinosaurs anymore. We're dealing with biotech. So to give you a quick recap here, a company creates genetically engineered locusts that destroy crops, except for crops owned by other companies. Very suspicious. So now the question isn't, can we create something? It's, should one company control something that affects everyone? This is unfortunately where things get very complicated. Should life-saving or at least world-impacting inventions be owned, shared within open source, regulated? Imagine you invented something that could stop world hunger, heal people, or fix some other huge problem. Would you keep it, sell it, share it? It's something to ponder on. You'll have to watch the movie to see what they decided to do. So let's review. Dinosaurs, in the case of Jurassic Park, well, not just science, but invention. The process, protected knowledge. The companies, controlling access. And the consequences, well, you've seen the movies.
You knew what you had. You patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it.
Intellectual property, it's not just about laws. It's about decisions, and sometimes really big ones, about who gets access and who gets control. Because one day, you might be the one to create something new. And the question won't be just, what did I make? It'll be, what do I do with it? Thanks for sharing my love of Jurassic Park and intellectual property. And check out inventors.org for more stories like these. See you next time.